Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about product categories. Now, product categories are a really important way for visitors to be able to navigate your store and find the products they're looking for, but it's also a really useful SEO tool as well. And one way where the product categories that you have access to in your own store are going to be different to the product categories that you have in your Etsy store is that here you have the opportunity to have high-level categories and subcategories. So, for example, you could have handmade earrings as your like parent category, and then underneath there you could have dangle earrings, stud earrings, hoop earrings, for example. Or perhaps if you made baby clothes, you could have t-shirts, and then you could have it broken down by age group, so newborn, 1-year-old, etc. Or if you had bath products, bath bombs, you might have a product category would be bath bombs, and underneath that you might have floral bath bombs, essential oil bath bombs, something else. So you have the opportunity to create a hierarchical category structure which gives you a greater degree of flexibility because you can cut and dice your products to make it easier for your customers to find, and also it means that your site is more user friendly. It is much easier for the customer to be able to have a look through a subcategory which contains a few items rather than one big category that they're having to scroll through page after page after page after page. So before you start, think about how you want your category structure to be set up. Do you just want top level categories? So do you just want earrings, necklaces, bracelets, pendants? Or do you want it broken down so it's earrings with subcategories underneath, necklaces with some subcategories underneath? And then it's just a case of setting them up. And this is simple to do. It's products on the left-hand side, categories, and then add a name. Now, I'm going to assume that we're going to set up a parent category with subcategories underneath, and my parent category is going to be earrings. Now, I'm going to call these... Oops. The slug is just a couple of words that describe the category, so I'm going to call these just handmade earrings. And then there's an opportunity for a description. Now, the description does show on your category page, so use this as a way to introduce your customer to what they're going to see in the category, highlight any particular features and benefits of the products that are in this category, point out anything that they should be looking for if there's anything that's special about these products. So this is the parent category, so here are my earrings. I make these earrings using found items and handmade, findings. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but obviously you would write something that was a lot more meaningful than that. And also, this is where the SEO starts to come in. You would think about when we've spoken about SEO before, we've said that you have like your top level SEO, and then you start to get down more detailed and more detailed and more detailed and more detailed until you get to your product SEO, where you're optimizing for a long tail keyword. With your categories and your subcategories, you're starting to break that down. So here, I've called this handmade earrings, but in reality, if my jewellery perhaps had a boho or a hippie style, then I might call this handmade hippie earrings or something along that line. And then when I get into the subcategory, I start to break that down further. So handmade hippie dangle earrings, for example. But anyway, this is this is the product category, the top level category that I'm setting up. So handmade earrings, short description, and add new product category. And did I press and? Oh yes, I did. So here, here's the name, the description. I've got a black mark for SEO, and that's because there's not a lot of text in there. That's the slug, and this would be the count of products that was in this category, and if I clicked on that, it would actually take me to the products that are in that category. So it's a really good way of actually double checking that products are in the right category. So now let's say I want to set up my subcategory. So in this instance I'm going to call it dangle earrings, and I'll make the slug dangle earrings, and this time I'm setting up a parent, and the parent will be the handmade earrings. So enjoy my handmade dangle earrings. Again, in reality, that would be something that was much more persuasive and enticing, and encourage people to look through the products. And add product category. And we can see that we've got handmade earrings, and then underneath handmade earrings we've got this subcategory dangle earrings. I'm just going to set up one more, and we'll call this stud earrings, and slug stud earrings, parent handmade earrings, and just add a bit of text. Okay, and enter. Now, of course, you don't have to stop with just categories and subcategories. If I wanted to, I could actually then break my stud categories down into further subcategories. So, for example, I might have pearl stud earrings, gemstone stud earrings, silver stud earrings, wedding stud earrings, so that you have that sort of flexibility. And it depends on how many products you've got, obviously, and how you want to cut and dice the products in your store. But there's no need to have categories which contain page after page after page of products. Break it down into categories. It makes it much easier for your customers to see what's available, and also it means that you have more opportunity for SEOing at a higher level, and you can also link to it gives you a greater opportunity for linking to categories within your product. So you could say, if I had another a set of subcategories under here for stud earrings, and I had pearl stud earrings, I could sort of say in there, oh, don't forget to check out the rest of the pearl stud earrings link, and also you might like the wedding stud earrings, for example. So it's a way of, rather than going to one related product, you could actually link to subcategories as well. So that's how you set up categories, and it obviously makes a lot of sense to do this before you start adding products, so you can add your products straight into the categories that you've set up and that you've designed. But you can also edit these categories afterwards and add new categories and change the products around. So it doesn't matter if you haven't done this to start out, but it just makes sense to have this ready for when you start adding products, just to make life easier. And thinking of your categories should also tie in with your SEO plan and how you actually want your keywords to be optimized within your store. Okay, so before I go, let's talk about SEO in a little more detail when it comes to categories. If you want to optimize these categories now for SEO and for certain keywords as per your keyword plan, your SEO plan, if we go to the edit, so edit any one of the products or product categories, and you will come to the edit page. And this would be familiar to you because it looks like all the other content areas on your site. And if we go down to the bottom, you'll see that we've got the Yoast plugin, which will help us with SEO. So first of all, we can put in the focus keyword. So focus keyword handmade earrings, which is the title of the category. Now it's telling me the text contains 14 words, which is far too low. Increase the word count. This is important. However, don't just put in a load of puff just to boost out your description to 300 words, which is the minimum that they recommend. Just do the right number of words for your product category. If it's less than 300 words, then so be it. What you don't want to do is to just have a load of like content just for the sake of content on your site for SEO purposes. You have your blog where you can write and optimize content for SEO. Your product category, that your description should really be to the point, so don't puff that out. No meta description has been specified. Search engines will copy from the page instead. So this was from my description. I'm happy with that. But if I wanted to change that so that the search engines saw something else, let's say, for example, I'd started this with on sale this week only. I might want to change the snippet to something that was more relevant, perhaps. And that's just by clicking the edit snippet button here, and then I can just add my own text. The focus keyword doesn't appear in the first paragraph of the copy. Make sure the topic is clear immediately. Yes, well, that was bad of me. That the focus keyword should always appear in the first paragraph or as near to the beginning of your content as possible. So A, that the reader knows what's important, and B, so that search engines know that that's an important keyword. No focus images, well, that doesn't matter. No links in this page, again, that doesn't matter. And the page title is between 35 words and 65 minimum, good. The focus keyword appears in the URL, yeah, and I haven't used this keyword before, very good. It might be that you have used the focus keyword before, and again, this is recommendations only, and it's not something to live or die by. So if you have used this focus keyword before, then so be it. It might be that you've only got a handful of products. Well, in that case, you're going to be repeating keywords. There's nothing you can do about it. The reason why we don't want to repeat keywords is because you don't want to compete against yourself. You want to have as many different keywords as possible so that you're spreading the opportunity as wide as possible as far as search engines and them finding you is concerned. However, if that isn't possible, it isn't possible. So don't think that you've got to keep creating new keywords, and likewise don't think that you've got to sort of puff this out to 300 words. Ultimately, this is a guide, and you override this with what is best for your store and for your customers. So if I had, let's just put handmade earrings into the, here are my handmade earrings. And let's have a look and see. There we go. So that's given me another green dot. So anyway, that we can work on our SEO and try to optimize our product categories more for different keywords, but the depth of which you go to with regards to optimization, I mean, that's very much up to you, but that's how you go about it, and you can do that for all of your product categories. So that's it for product categories, how we set them up, how we go about optimizing them, how we create subcategories, how you can create subcategories within subcategories. Hopefully that's been helpful. Thank you very much for watching.